This is actually more intimidating, but I guess because it's with you, which is weird because obviously we've been comfortable with each other for 3 years, but I don't know. I'm humbled to be here today.
Yes, thank you for coming on. This is like this is like a bonus episode, guys. So if you do not see Javi or Desiree or Zane or any of the other guys, that is why. Mm-hmm. But we are here. All right, so Luna came. She flew up from Florida. She's like, yo, let's work. Let's do this podcast. And let's create. So we are here. She ventured out to the city. She found a bathroom in like 3 minutes, which is just absolutely insane. So from then on, I just knew God is with her. We did that. We hit, Carlos Bakery. We got some cookies. We got a slice of pizza, and we got the hell out of here. And we are in here in the studio. We were recording, and I think we were going to switch this episode a little bit. She had some questions for me, which is like a role reversal. Mm-hmm. And then I got some stuff for her. So what's going on, y'all?
So, Joe, obviously, thank you guys, by the way, and thank you, Joe, for having me. Everybody sees you out here, right? People see the making, but they don't really see behind the making. So, who's Joe?
Who's Joe?
Besides all of this, who is Joe?
That's a good question. Good question. Joe is, someone who...
I got him thinking.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
You got me thinking, man. You got me thinking.
Because the boss is always, out here. So I was like, maybe.
Yeah. So who's Joe? Joe is someone who loves love, loves good energy, loves positive energy, loves creative things, and loves helping people. And I just love kind of throwing all that together.
So what sustains you?
Break that down.
In a sense of, besides what makes you right, but what sustains you behind the scenes besides that you're based off love and good energy?
Moving forward. Just keep putting everything together. The small wins, the goals. I guess that's what kind of keeps me together. The support from everyone. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's definitely what it is. It's just the small wins and the being able to keep moving forward. Definitely the support that I get from everybody. All that type of stuff.
I guess I asked because I think we fail to realize behind someone's success, and we just see all the wins, but we don't truly see through the back end. And I think it's your time to shine, to let people know, you've been shining, right? But I'm meaning on a more deeper, profound level as a person, as an individual. Because look what have you been building, and you continue to build. So it's only, like you said, beginning.
Exactly.
So that's why I wanted to kind of flip the script a little bit and kind of interview you and...
Which I really do appreciate, because it is multi-layered, like you said. It's
of course
people see these things and they don't know, and even people that you come into your life last couple of years. I think about it all the time. There's very few people who have seen it, who've been around. I mentioned on one of our last episodes about a good friend of mine that was here. He's like my brother Mikey. He was putting shit together, and we were putting up the sign. He was like, oh, you ever think about what your mom thinks? Or like Crispy, shout out to Crispy. We were just with Crispy. Crispy, me and him and together since we were 8 years old.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
So it's like some people, been around, but some people don't know.
They've been on that life journey with you. On
Yeah,
I love that. It's beautiful.
yeah.
Okay, so I've noticed you bring people onto the show, right? And you kind of pinpoint selectively people. So how do you pick people and like based off what?
Mm. So I actually don't. I don't pinpoint people. Anybody who ever asks me if they want to be on the show, 90% of the time, I say, let's come on.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. I don't really, because we've been doing this for a long time. We've been doing this for like 8 years. So in the beginning, it was, certain people, if I felt like you had a good topic or something to talk about, or I thought you'd be good on camera, or even actually before that, when you just be good on audio before even the cameras, you know. But no, now really anybody, a lot of people, like especially like when we're rocking and we're rolling and we're consistent with the pod, a lot of people reach out to me, and they ask to come on the show and they have something they want to talk about, and to me that's actually always been powerful because it's like a safe space. It's like a fun space, safe space, fun space, creative space, all these different things that people want to come on and talk about. Either they want to delve into topics that we're going into, or they want to do, just talking about their story, which is always really great. So, yeah, I haven't been, actually lately, I think I'm going to be a little bit more proactive in just, picking certain people and things of that nature. But no, I haven't really picked. All these people have come to us.
Well, I feel special because I feel in somewhat we cross paths, but we cross paths based off because you pretty much reached out in a sense. So that's why I'm like curious to know, like, I think you seek talent and you see beyond what other people don't see, and you bring that out of them.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, we have so much potential, and we are like limitless, to a sense. Obviously, we can't, fly, or at least we don't know we can't, things of that nature. But like,
I mean, Elon Musk will probably create something for us
yeah,
to
yeah,
fly.
yeah. Eventually, we will be able to, right? Extreme hoverboards and things of that nature. But, I say all that to say is like we just limit most of what we could do. And I'm not saying I find people that are just being here and like they're just being limited, but I just like to. Shout out to a good former friend, colleague, anyone that's listening and watching this, Val. Shout out to Val. She was like, yo, she used to call me, she used to joke and be like, you're the enhancer. You just like to enhance people. And this is what I like. I just like to do. I just enjoy that. I see potential or I see something and I just like to add my little sauce.
Okay, so what do you see in me?
You have a shitload of potential, girl. You have a lot.
I think you're just being too kind.
No. Because you are really, really good on the mic. You're very, very knowledgeable about things in business and like corporate work and creative work. And I just don't think you don't speak up enough about it in your content, or just I don't really know because I'm not around you, day to day. But I do think you should be a lot more proactive in everything you're educated on, like everything, like personal, right, emotional, and creative, right. So you have all these different bags. Like you are super, super in tone emotionally, with other people. Like you get things like me and you have real conversations that not everyone could have. So on an emotional level, you on just like a business level, like you understand a lot of that, and on a creative tip, right. So I just think you should be able to do more of that, but not just on a person-to-person basis. Right? So not just on the phone with me. I think you should do more of that out there. Yeah. And you do a good job of that too online, but I just think even more.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. I feel like there's a sense of fear that holds me back, and every time when I try to step out, it's like I don't know. It's like I freeze up, but then it's like, why do I freeze up when I know it just comes out naturally? Like with you, even with our conversations when we had, even from the first jump, like it was natural, it was pure, and you get me, and then I think that's what I love the most about you.
I appreciate it. I understand. You got to be like, I don't know, you've been around the block, and you understand people, but you can't be fearful. And you
Mm.
can't be afraid. Afraid of what? Like, what are you afraid of?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a fear of failure. I think it's the fear of letting people down.
Who?
Anyone that's like lost, what if I guide them wrong? I have failed a couple people, and I think that's what had weighed heavy on me for over such a long time.
Mm.
So it's like I don't want to commit the wrong mistake again.
Yeah, no, but you're only human, at the end of the day, and you're not telling people. You're maybe guiding, or you're giving your insight. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, there's always a disclosure with everything. Like, even with this podcast, it's therapy without a degree,
Hmm.
right?
Literally.
It's a disclosure in the name. So it's like, nah, like, you never limit. Always, you go into something with, the right, you let people know, that, hey, this is might not be perfect, might not be the answer.
Hmm.
As long as you cover that, because you don't want to, like, you holding something in to help someone else
Mm.
in fear, you're actually being selfish, because you're more thinking about how you are going to be if it's a failure versus you thinking about how it's going to be for them to help them.
Hmm.
So you're not maybe thinking about that, you're not seeing it like that, excuse me, but you're more thinking about yourself
Right.
at that point.
Right.
You're thinking about, how am I going to be betrayed
Right.
if this goes
Like
wrong?
a self sabotage,
Yeah.
technically. Yeah.
Versus putting it out there,
Right.
right? Because you want to be able to help the people
Mm.
in these situations. And I think it will help them, but you almost second guess yourself,
Yeah.
right? Because you're super knowledgeable. Again, you're super compassionate. You understand a lot of these different things, but you're like, I'm gonna hold it to myself. I'm gonna hold it to myself. But nah, fuck that.
Appreciate you.
I got you.
So throughout your years and obviously doing therapy without a degree,
Mm,
what has impacted you, or what person that you've brought on to this has touched you in ways that you're like, damn?
mm. Everyone. And I know it's gonna sound so cliche, but you know, I'm I'm an introvert, right? Like, people don't probably realize that or understand that.
Because you have an extroverted personality, but technically you're more introvert, right?
No, like, I'm in an extroverted world, and I and my
Yeah.
and my work is extroverted.
Right.
But I'm an introvert. Like, I've gotten better at being extroverted at times when I need to be,
Yeah.
like when I need to lead. Like, I do
Right.
good in settings like this because, like, it's like my thing, so I have to lead the
Right.
boat.
By the way, I'm not crying. I don't
That's
know
okay.
why my eyes tearing up, and it's so funny because I was actually emotional with this earlier, but
Before,
it's so funny. Jesus. Uh huh. So.
so, but I'm more of the, like, if we're going to a party or something, or like even at some time of the day, like a little before, I ain't gonna lie, I got back home, I was like, yo, I'm peopled out,
Yeah.
but I got shit I gotta do.
Yeah.
Like, I just, my social battery is just not.
It runs out.
Yeah, it runs out. So I say that all to say, like, wow, like, have built a solid community. You know, you can't, like, what we have, like, before you even asked, like, hey, is that all your team? No, it's not even all.
Yeah, I know. I asked. I was
Like,
like, this is it. Like,
and
it's
it's like there's
interesting.
even more, and it's like, you know, I build a lot of one-on-one relationships with people because I'm really good with one-on-one or two-on-one.
Yeah, you're a leader.
I don't know what you're
No,
saying
you
that.
are. You are. I know you're humble about a
No,
lot of things. That I'm always. By the way, I'm always complimenting Joe. I'm
I
always.
appreciate
He's
it,
like, no, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, take accountability and take the compliment.
which is much, much,
No,
much
he is the
appreciated.
leader, and throughout my years, I've been following Joe, and I'm actually here because of Joe.
Mm,
So, once again, thank you. And I'm very humbled because anybody can just see you, but they don't just see you. But Joe has a way to see all of you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, soulfully, eternally, that it's almost scary because it makes you want to reflect on your own. Like, hey, what are you doing? And you've given me that times where I'm like, damn, Joe's right. I should do some more self reflection and I should just get out there and do it. But then it's like, damn. But, seeing him build and continue to build, I wanted to cry today stepping into his Jersey Media studio and to see the community you have built. Your team respects you, and it's not a respect because, oh, that's just my boss. Like, they enjoy working with you. They love working with you. I've noticed, like, they hang around more than what they should. Like, they don't. It's not like, oh, I clock out at 10. That's it. No, like, they're lounging out. Like, that's beautiful because it not only shows that you're an entrepreneur, you're a businessman, but like you're a team leader. Like, you're literally the leader of the wolf pack. And it's inspiring because you inspire them and they're looking up to you like, all right, boss, let's go. Like, whatever you do, we go.
Yeah, and it's still a process in that, and people are still doing it. It's funny. It's one thing I think about pretty often that, I've been doing this for a while, but I've also been doing this at the same start as other people, and I've been progressing to certain points, and again, we still have a long way to go. But I think I've been around enough people now that they have been seeing, like, for the longest time, I felt like I just knew what the fuck I was talking about. And people would look at me like I was just a nut. And I'm just like, yo, I know what I'm talking about. But and again, it was hard because if you don't have anything tangibly to show, they're like, yeah, you're just talking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
don't back it up.
Or you're just saying anything.
Right.
No, like anyone could say shit. Anyone could say like, yo, this is gonna be the plan.
Yeah.
And this is gonna happen, and it's gonna go like this. Blah 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 blah.
But are we doing it though?
Yeah. Or is that gonna work? So I think what's been a cool position to be in lately is some of the things are starting to actually happen that we've been saying. So people are seeing it, and that's what people don't realize. Like, people that know you, people that be around you, they hear all the ideas. They hear it all. They see when you started something and you ain't finished.
Yeah.
They see when you said that idea and you didn't do it.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
And this is just to everybody, right?
No, it's true.
Like our parents, our this. So that's why, like, I started to realize about the whole, you don't get support from the closest people around you, because again, they know when you said you were going to do that thing and you didn't do it. Even if it was a couple little things, that's what's sticking out to them.
But which is beautiful because for people like yourself, right, that it's not so close to other individuals, you actually plant that seed for them and you like spark it.
I try to just literally show people. Like, you have to prove it to people. You have to go build it, show that it's possible. So that's kind of where I've been lately. I've been understanding that for a long time. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to do it myself. Like, y'all don't fucking believe me. Y'all don't see the vision, or y'all don't understand. Let me go build it and show you. And then now it's just like hoping that as we keep progressing, the more people that just see it and just trust the process. Like, I say that all the time, but I'm very like adamant on that. Like, yo, just trust the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand I don't got it. And it's very hard to like believe someone who, don't got it, who's driving around in a fucking hoopty, who can barely pay his bills. Like, when you're at a point in your life and you're telling these people, like, oh, I got the fucking blueprint. I know, do this shit for free. Do that for free. Do this, do that.
Yeah.
And you fucking could barely buy yourself fucking lunch.
Right.
People are looking at you like, keep dreaming, kid.
Don't quit your day job.
Yeah. So it's tough.
Yeah.
Because not many people will listen to that dude. It's like I've always said, all the time, people always will knock like let's use an example like homeless people.
Yeah.
Or always, get the advice from credited people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get your advice from people that don't got what you. That's the biggest
Right.
crock of bullshit ever.
Right. Right.
Like, yo, just because that man, like, it could be a dude, he is homeless on the fucking street in New York. You could learn something from him, maybe more than you can learn from a billionaire.
Right.
Because you don't know if maybe he once was a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if he's studying to become a billionaire. Like, and he just isn't one right now. So I think in this world, we cockblock ourselves a lot of times from opportunity because we are not seeing the person. Like, yo, the same shit I was telling people 3 years ago to do
Right.
is the same shit I'm going to be telling people when I'm filthy rich.
Yeah. 100%. Right.
Like, you can go back to the pods and you can listen, or you can go back to my Instagram and it's the same shit. But most people are only choosing to listen later.
Mm. You know what I also realized, and I speak on experience, right? Because it's funny, I always tend to take that step and I make it. And then throughout years, I've been fearful and I'm like, all right, what if I fail? And then something happens, right? And I put more things and I overload. Last year, I didn't think too much of it. I just closed my eyes and I took a leap. And I was telling you this earlier. I was like, things should start to land on my lap. And it was almost like I had to shut down the noise, but I had to go through all those years of failure. And one thing I have also learned is that it's easier said than done, right? To everybody's like mental health works different. And 3, until you hit rock bottom, until you're tired of your own shit and you're like, ya no más. I don't want to be here no more. I think that's when people are like, they excel and that's when doors open for them. Because at the same point, you can carry, right, with going forward. And I'm telling you, I admire Joe because Joe has this way of carrying himself. But I know for me, because I'm an emotional person, I had to get tired of my shit. And I think that was last year for me. And that's why I'm like, all right, this year, let's go. Like, now let's go. Like, now, whatever we're going to do, it's going to go from up in here.
Yeah, you gotta really want it. Like, you gotta really want it. Like, you can't just want it. You gotta really want it. Also too, I think what a lot of us forget is a lot of us who, like, if you've been through some shit, right? You've been through shit already.
The worst.
So like,
happened.
yeah, like a lot of worst happened at this point. Like, everyone's life is different though.
Literally.
Like, it's one of the things, shout out to Crispy.
Yeah.
Me and Crispy have been through some shit to where it's like, yeah, we've been through a few really hard things in life. He's went through something that I can't imagine. Like, I've been through some shit, whatever. But like, you dealt with that. You could deal with this shit. I could deal with this business shit. Like, it's nothing. Like, you got to be able to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. An idea flops tomorrow. This flops tomorrow. Like, I don't know. It's being able to adapt is big.
Would you be able to share a moment where it was so challenging? Did you have a moment where you're like, fuck, I just want to quit?
Quit.
Or a moment where you're like, damn, this is harder than I thought.
This is going to be like way deeper, but you asked it. Fuck it. Not quit on business shit, but there's been moments where I just want to quit on life.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, quit on life. Like, I definitely have had a lot of moments where I was like suicidal and, my mental health was bad. Before my faith, I've talked about in this podcast. Those were the moments where I wanted to quit. But never quit like business, or like shit like that. Like, if I wanted, like, moments when I wanted to quit.
Business is like nothing to you, but life is everything.
Yeah. Like, I'm very bigger. Like, I've wanted to quit on life for more, like, I'm very big on love. I'm very big on, like, I've always craved that.
You're a big teddy bear.
Yeah, and I've craved that unconditional love. Like one big thing about like I was talking about recently, on a like with the dog when I shot out the princess, like, there's nothing like coming home, someone always loves you. Or we were talking about it before, like it's, when you're parents and you do things and you're like, why are you not doing this? Because if you really love me, you would do this. So, I've personally always craved that, not love you from far.
Right.
Not, I have love for you. I support, because I get a lot of that. And I always, I like to bring it up.
But it's a different type of love, though.
It is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very...
There's different layers. And
like that, I made you breakfast in the morning, love. I saw this and I thought of you, love. I don't know if I've ever gotten that in my life. And that's something that I've always just kind of looked for. So that, for a while before, I guess my faith was really, restored or whatever. I don't even want to use the word restore because I never had faith the way I do now. It just, I guess my faith, whatever you want to call it, started. That was a very big thing for me. Like that was very, it didn't matter how much support I had or how much, good things I had. It's just that, was just very big, of having that person or having that feeling or just that,
you water me, I water you.
Yeah, because I do the water.
And that's always overpour.
And that's, I appreciate you so much because you're one of the few people too who, you call, you check up on. And I have other people too. Shout out to Pam, and there's a few other people, but it is very few people.
Yeah, that comment like, hey, just checking in. Well, how you been?
Yeah, like that means tremendously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And on someone that ain't looking for nothing, just genuine. And while that's amazing too, sometimes you can just, you want that everyday shit. You want that I don't know.
No, but you deserve it though, and I know in my midst of my man is back in Florida, you were always constant in my mind, and I think the reason being was because I love how pure you are. And how humble you are. And you speak to the broken and you see the broken. But on top of that, you help them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think not people realize you can see people, but you don't do nothing about it. But you overpour and you not pour one cup, you pour over many cups. So for you to even be, I wasn't one of those people that you poured into. I try because I want to reciprocate that, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I always try to check in. I'm like, hey, by the way, just let you know I miss you. Like, how's your daughter? Just a whole shebang. Yeah. And we get into our conversations and then we'll get lost 1 or 2 hours and all right, we'll follow back. And then, but it's funny because Joe and I will pick up from last time, but it can be months. And I'm like, hey, how you been? And that's the relationship that I love having with you, too, because it's just so natural.
I think it is because I have, I'm a very emotional being, right?
What a strong logic and very, very analytical, too, by the way.
I try to be very, but you ever see those memes or those quotes or I know what it felt like to not have that person. So you don't have, so you be that person.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
So and I'm very big on.
You're the person you want for someone that would be for you. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Treat others how you would want to be treated.
Yes.
I majorly try to embody that.
Yeah, no, you do embody it.
But it's hard too sometimes. It's even being that, and that's actually one of the biggest things in my life is, be that person. This quote, be that person you needed when you were younger. You know what I'm saying? I try to do that, you know, with Jay. I try to do that with my friends. I try to do that, like me checking on my people, me doing this, me giving, you know, and that's my shit, you know. So sometimes I have in those moments of giving up is just because I haven't felt that reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
And at certain moments, I will. And again, I say that because it sounds crazy because I give a shitload of support.
No, but it's a different support we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I understand what you're saying because it's funny because I feel the same way, right? And obviously, in my own way, however I see it, right, and I perceive it, but I can relate to you. Like, I'm very big on always overpouring, and I'm always caring, and I'm always giving. And as much as I'm like, nah, I don't want to, it's, you already have that. It's like, it's you. You know what I mean? And nothing can get rid of it. But I read this quote that said, people needed your love. So you can pretty much plant a seed of Joe's love in other people and they spread it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful because you don't just leave your legacy with your daughter, but you leave your legacy with your friends, with the people you open up to. You know what I mean? You leave a legacy with me. I bring it back to Florida. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's not maybe what we want at the moment, but I know that something greater and the bigger guy upstairs has something really big for you in store. And I see it. I feel it. I don't know why. Every time just today, I've been wanting to tear up. Like, it's just something about it. Because I'm very, spiritual, emotional with that.
It's and it's hard, yo. Like I actually say it all the time. I'm like, wow, like life will. And I think it does this I think we're all like that at a very like early age. I think we are all very loving and, when we're kids, you make a card for you and it's just there. And then at some point, you get burnt a couple times. And, some people it's one strike. Mm-hmm. Some people it's two strikes. Mm-hmm. Some people it's three. Mm-hmm. And then you stop giving love and you stop leading with love and you stop leading with a good heart. And then you start, I'm going to give the same energy that's reciprocated. I think it's trash. I think it's one of the worst things ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give the energy that's given to me.
Mindset, yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie, I was that person at one point. But, like, you go through stages of grief, though, right? That's the beauty of, like, why we go through, right? Because, obviously, we started out with love. Then we go through our stages of grief and anger and sadness. But then it's funny because we end up back at love, don't we? After all that pain built up, because we've learned to, and it's very, very strange to say it this way, but you learn to love through pain now, because now it holds substance, it holds value. You understand what love really now means to you, right? Because before, and I don't know for you, but for me, it was like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then it was like, hold up. But what does it really mean? Right? Because we go back to it. But despite through it all, you value love. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to reciprocate that same energy because no matter what, I am love. So. Yeah.
And you have to reciprocate it anyway. Like it doesn't matter, if you get it the way you're giving it or whatnot. It's just, people don't understand. Like there was this powerful story. Shout out to Rob. He goes to the church, Acts Church, and like again, you can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it the devil. You can call it a bad spirit. You can call it any many things. But
I'm sorry, real quick. I gotta take off my shoes. I am cold. Girl. These Floridian. Understand? I'm a true Floridian.
Get comfy,
I cannot. What? I've been wanting to like.
You get comfy, yo.
It's like Sally in a big comfy couch. That was my favorite.
So, he was like, there was a story, like, he was like vending at an event, and like this one guy next to him, like, sold him something, and it broke, and it was like a scam or some shit. He came back, was like, yo, I want my money. Guy was like, take it from me.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit like that. And like in that moment, you know, he was like, yo, his faith was almost tested. Because you want to be so upset. You want to flip out on this dude. You want to fight this dude. Yo, at the end of the event, he was like, yo, God came to him or faith came to him, whatever you want to call it. He ended up giving all the money that he made to this guy. Something in his spirit. The guy that just scammed him and fucked him over and all that shit, took all the money and he gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Something in his spirit told him, like, yo, he really needed that or whatever. Like, and again, that mentality, that like this whole thing was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yo, the dude received the money, start crying, bawling. Like, yo, you don't know ever what someone's going through.
Right,
and just because, you know,
they're acting out. Or...
Yeah, just, yo, lead with love. Lead with how you would want to be treated. Lead how with, you know, how you would want someone to treat you know, someone you care about, someone you love, you know, what, yo, and life, and this is not easy, yo. This is the shit I'm saying is like on some real growth shit.
No, it's hard. Yeah, you have to. Yeah. When you know you grew and you mature, when you chose love, not war.
Yeah,
I know. Trust me, and it's hard.
I had some shit happen over the summer. Someone, you know, a little younger, 19, 20, 19, did something foul to one of the people that I love the most in this world. Something foul. Yo, part of me wanted to go to jail. Part of me wanted to go to jail. And then the other part of me said, what if that was my son? This kid that I want to just go to jail for. What if that was my son? How would I want someone to handle him? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we just have to change the mindset. You know, everyone could be emotional and be so upset about it and this and that. And then, yo, when you start shifting that way, I think you could just lead with love a lot easier and make better decisions.
That's what they say. Don't make the decisions based off emotions.
Yeah.
Because you can lose it all in 1 minute. There's a saying in Spanish, el que se enoja pierde. And growing up, I used to be like, whatever, because I was an atomic little bomb, let me tell you. And it's crazy because I grew up in such a loving family, which I am loving, but
yeah.
I have lost a lot of fights throughout my life for losing my anger and my temper. And then it's funny because...
shout out to all the Latinos in the building.
Oh, my God, for real. No, seriously. The Latinos from Miami, though. No, all the Latinos. No, it hits different level. And you know, talking about Latinos, like we're low key toxic. Like I'm sorry, but
you heard it here first. It wasn't me. It wasn't the white guy.
No. It was from a true Latina, y Mexicana too, with the chancla, because I don't know, like the way kids are being brought up today compared to how I was being brought up back in the day.
Yo, talk about it.
Oh my God.
Talk about
That's tough love right there. I'm like,
But yeah, that was my, you know, giving up answer. We don't give up out here, girl. If I'm gonna give up, they give me a give up. I'm joking, people, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's the only way I'm giving up. Saying peace out this bitch, but we ain't doing that because we on a journey.
No, I'll come slap you silly.
And
I would never let you.
And we on a fucking mission.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's we on a mission. So for like you know, you, what's the goals, yo? What are we trying to do? You know, like in Florida, what could people be out here looking for? I want to know some of that. I want to know also too, you know, with you, where did you learn to be that person to, you know, check up on somebody and, you know, that, because that's very rare. So like, you know, I said that, shout out to Pam, like, where did you, you know, like, what are these things, what got you there to be able to be that person?
Through pain, through trials and tribulations, through loneliness. After my brother passed, it really hit me hard because you know, he was dealing with his mental health, and I don't want to say I wasn't there for him, but I was. But I didn't really check up on him because I had the stubborn mentality, like, oh, he's my older brother, he should be checking out with me, like, you know, like the dumb shit, like ignorance. And when he passed, I asked myself, how do I want to be remembered? B, what's the footprint that I want to leave in this mark? And would I truly be happy how I left this world?
Mm.
Yeah, we're all troubled, but I want to be remembered at least someone who gave a fuck. Oh, I'm sorry if I don't know if I can say that.
Now you got all the curses out there.
But I know, like, I'm not consistent at times, like, as I should be. But when I know, like, that reminder's like, oh, let me call you, or let me call my friend, or so and so, because I genuinely want you to know, like, hey, by the way, I'm here for you. Just know, like, whatever you're going through, you're not alone. I know you're gonna be. When I call Joe, I'm okay. I'm okay. No, but are you really okay though? And I think sometimes we don't get that.
Mm. Yeah.
We really don't, because we're always on a go, go, go. We're dealing with family. We're dealing with bills. We're dealing with work. We're dealing with a new project. We're dealing with self-reflection. We're juggling all these things, but are we really sitting back and be like, you know, I'm not okay?
Yeah.
And that's why I think I made it a thing about myself, to take it upon myself to do it, especially for the people that I love, and believe it or not, even for random strangers that I just met. And it's so satisfying to hear, damn, Luna, nobody has asked me that. Thank you. Because for many years, I wasn't seen, and I wanted to be seen.
Mm.
And I could only imagine how everybody is grieving in some type of way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, before I start, I don't know, as Joe knows, but I get very deep, profound into, like,
Nah, it's
what
all
I
right.
talk
It's all
about.
right. We are here for all of it. We are here for all of it, and it is real. And you know, just so you know, from my end, you know, you are greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. And your energy, and that you do that, and I know that that's you beyond just with me. And I just want to let you know, and you and anyone else out there that does that, you don't understand the impact that has,
Mm-hmm.
you know, on people.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real, that impact is amazing. So just lead with that, you know, lead with that, and then put that into everything that you do, and don't ever stop, because the impact of it. It may sound like really really simple and things of that nature, but
It really is.
yeah, it's amazing. So
I love crying with people, believe it or not. Like, it's funny, but I find myself, I love connecting with people with pain. And before it was like, let's turn up. I used to love connecting with them. Like, you know what but no, I genuinely love connecting with people about pain. I think it actually helps people become more alive again. It almost restores their faith, kind of what you said earlier, in somewhat way, like faith in humanity, faith in yourself, faith in spirit, faith in a greater beyond existence, but faith that you're not alone.
also alone in your adversities, you know, that's always one of the biggest things that I always love, you know, about this show and what we do and we speak, because you know, you get to hear so many different stories and perspectives and this and that, and you just start to see, yo, we all got some bullshit. Every one of us. We all got a sad story. We all have some bullshit going on.
Very, very,
you know,
very.
life ain't easy. This shit is difficult. But you got to keep pushing though. You know, you can't just wallow. Can't wallow. You got to just keep moving forward. So, this was really really dope. This was fire. I'm glad you got to see everything in here.
Yeah, no, I love it. Honestly, Like, I'm still emotional. Like, you definitely, not that I didn't know you were gonna do it. I already know you were gonna do it. But to be presently here and then like feel the energy and feel everything around, and you walk in and it's just whoa, like I'm ready to take all over, you know what I mean? Like, let's
Yeah.
go. But I mean, like, obviously in Florida, because you got Jersey down pack over here.
Sorry, we're in a little Florida media, extension.
I know, right? I'm gonna have to kidnap you over here.
Let me know. We'll do what we do. But nah, this was fire.
No, thank you so much for having me and just spending the day with me today. And
Yeah.
honestly, thank you for existing in my life. I want you to know, and everybody, so this thing's recorded.
Yeah.
You are a very valuable person, and not
Thank
just
you.
in my life. I know in so many people's lives. So thank you so much, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't be here if you wouldn't like Instagram, like, hey, she got potential, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Like, little old me, like,
Nah, don't say that. Don't say that. Never, never, never.
Technically, I am little, though. I'm 4'11".
Technically, but no, never, never undermine yourself, because you are powerful, and
Oh, I
you've
know.
already
Very
been.
spicy.
Yeah. Nah, you've already been doing amazing things. You're gonna continue to do amazing things, and your impact and your love and your energy is much needed.
I
So
appreciate
you
you.
gotta continue.
Of course, of
All right.
course. We're going to continue in each other's lives. And it won't be the last, for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get you on again.
I'm
This was
excited.
like a little, again, you see a whole different set. We
Honestly,
just
I was
switch
like,
it up.
yo, Joe, let's do this.
I
Like,
probably look a little tired. I gotta be in full pod mode. Probably slouching and look crazy, eye bags.
meanwhile,
But
I'm over here, like, in my little corner. I'm, like, cold. By the way, just leave it on top. A shout out to everybody up here, up north, because Floridians would not survive this cold.
nah.
Like, oh my God. I cannot express to you. By the way, thank you for my New York jacket gift.
Oh, thank you.
This actually kept me warm. So thank you.
Yeah, we in New York, Jersey, like, see, you didn't have a hoodie. That's when you know you ain't from over here. 'Cause you just, like, it's hoodie all the time.
I came in a dress pants. Like, no. What was I thinking? What was I thinking?
Raincoats are only good for one reason.
Yeah.
Which we're not going to say on this podcast. I'm not going to say. But raincoats are good for one reason. Wear a hoodie. But yeah, I mean, this was it. This was the pod. If you're listening to this, go follow her. She's fucking amazing. All right.
Thank you.
Go tap in. Go show some her love. Get to know her. Get to know her. Slide in her DMs. All that shit. She's doing powerful stuff. Blowing it up out there in Florida. Gonna get her back up here soon to work with a team and shit like that. And then continue rocking. Check up on your strong friend.
Mm-hmm.
And be safe out there, yo.
Thank you. Stay blessed. Mm-hmm.
We out of here. Peace.